Mark Twain once said, "Grief can take care of itself, but to get to the full value of a joy, you must have somebody to divide it with." For Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, that bond was everything. We know them as the classic icons of American childhood, born from the mastermind of my favorite writer, Mark Twain. But what happens when these two boys finally grow up? As the California Gold Rush of 1849 looms, these two friends are about to collide in their journey to the West, paved with jealousy, rivalry, and the conquer for the love of a woman. Tom Sawyer is the kind of kid who turns everyday life into an adventure. He has a lot of imagination, is bold, and always looking for excitement. And maybe more than anything, he loves being at the center of attention. As the main character of the adventure of Tom Sawyer, Tom grew up in a small town along the Mississippi River, St. Petersburg. He constantly getting into trouble, usually worrying a lot is Aunt Polly. But his imagination is also what makes him special. It's what leads him and Huck to discover a hidden treasure, a moment that changed their lives forever. At his core, Tom is a dreamer, and he believes that anything is possible. But that's only one side of him. Tom can also be vain, dramatic, and surprisingly manipulative. Remember the fans episode where Aunt Polly punished Tom with a Saturday of hard labor? Tom doesn't just get it done. He tricks the neighborhood kids into paying him for the privilege of doing his work. Then, at the end of the adventure of a Huckleberry Finn, Tom puts Huck and Jim into an actual life-threatening danger just because he wants a theatrical escape, all while secretly knowing Jim was already a free man. Tom doesn't just want to live life, he wants to turn it into a story worth telling. But if Tom is the dreamer, then Huckleberry Finn is the reality check. Huck is the town pariah, the son of a drunk. He is admired by the local kids for his freedom, but hated by their parents as a bad influence. While Tom plays at adventures, Huck leaves it for a survivor. He is rough, practical, and grounded in reality. As the main character of the adventure of Huckleberry Finn, Huck grew up without stability and safety, forced to take care of himself from an early age. His father is abusive and unpredictable, and because of that, Huck becomes independent, clever, and strong, but also deeply human. His life is a series of hardships. Even after finding the large amount of money with his friend Tom, he can't stand the civilized life of high society. And then his father returns, not to be a parent, but to steal Huck's fortune. Quick break. This is very important. If you want to read Legends of the West, you can go on my website, one.comics.com, where I post chapters with every page that I've been working on constantly. I keep updating and posting new things. Also, you can even check my blog where I write articles about the comic book industry, art supply, and storytelling. I posted some old artwork, and you can even check my YouTube videos. Don't forget, one.comics.com. Huck's father kidnaps him and locks him up inside a cabin isolated in the middle of nowhere where Huck can't escape. And there is a really dark scene that I'm going to illustrate it and insert it into the story Legends of the West. In the cabin, one night, Huck's father wakes up due to his drunken hallucination. He believes his son is the devil. He grabs a knife and tries to kill Huck. The poor kid, to defend himself, grabs a rifle and points it right at his own father. This scene defines who Huck is. A kid who grew up way too fast in a world that can be incredibly cruel. After this scene with his father, Huck decides that he needs to disappear for good if he wants to save himself. So he fakes his own death, and successfully, everyone believes that Huck Finn is dead. Huck leaves everything behind, and together with Jim, a runaway slave, begins a new journey, both of them searching for their own freedom. And that's the main difference between Tom and Huck. Tom sees the world as a story. Huck sees it as it really is. 3 years later, that difference becomes even greater. It's now the summer of 1849. Tom is a young man now, heading to Harvard to become a lawyer and marry Becky Thatcher, his longtime girlfriend. But he wants one last legendary adventure before adulthood. Huck lives with Tom's relatives in Arkansas. And that summer, Tom goes to visit him. And this time, he has a really crazy plan for his brand new adventure. He wants to go to California. At that time, the gold rush is at its peak. But Tom doesn't care about the gold. He wants the fame and the glory. He wants to be celebrated as a hero and be part of the history books. Huck thinks that he's crazy. But at the same time, he thinks that maybe California is the only chance that he has to leave everything behind and start a brand new life. But there is a problem. Huck is no longer the follower he used to be. Back in the village, Huck admired Tom because he thought that Tom knew better than he did. Tom was educated and had a better social status than Huck. However, things change. Huck is no longer a kid. He is grown up now and is no longer willing to follow Tom's lead and play the sidekick. This creates a massive rift between them, a rivalry that explodes when they meet Sally McKay. Sally is a beautiful and rebellious girl on a journey of vengeance for her grandfather's death. When Tom and Huck join her, everything changes. She turns their world upside down. Both young men fall for her, and that will cause jealousy, rivalry, and major conflicts that threatens to shatter their brotherhood forever. And as their journey unfolds, the greatest challenge won't just be the frontier, it will be each other, because this time adventure isn't a game anymore. And by the end of it, the friendship becomes either unbreakable or fall apart completely. So the question is, what happens when a survivor and a dreamer face the Wild West together and fight to conquer the heart of the same woman? And now you tell me in the comments who you think Sally is going to pick, Huck or Tom, or maybe none of them, or what's going to happen to Huck and Tom's friendship? Is gonna last forever, or it's gonna break for good? So let me know what you think, and please don't forget, if you really want to know about Legends of the West story and what is going to happen to the three main characters, you can read it for free on my website, one.comics.com. And don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, smash the notification bell, it's so much to remember, And yes, watch other videos, especially this one right here or here, whatever. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.